And yep, it's done. Thank you.
That is it now. Right, let me see. Let me just watch it come up here. There we go. That's it.
Yep,
Right, excellent. Thanks very much.
yep, bye.
Chat soon. Bye.
So welcome everybody on this round 3 of Phoenix Simsport Racing in Jeddah. I believe we're gonna have a beautiful race today. With these 11 people, we have first people going on their out laps. Everybody's going out except for Maverick and Phoenix. We have a first hot lap here. It's just Z. Let's see how he does on his first lap. He gets a pretty good first sector. Into the second sector on the medium tires, so he may be a little slower than everyone else, but maybe if he does it on these tires, he can get the advantage on the start. Now into the third sector, the Yarra is wide open. We have the McLaren here in soft, but let's watch the Ferrari that will cross the line. Just now heads into the final corner, second gear. Now fourth gear again. And there's a yellow flag, and Anton Kolesnikov gets the first lap with 1:29.1, and Just Z gets 1:29.7. So we have more people crossing the line now, and it's gonna be an AlphaTauri of JP, who's heading into the last corner now, fourth gear. And now he's gonna head to the line, and the area is wide open again. And to the line he goes with a 129 thousandths of a second. So only 41 thousandths of a second in front of the Aston Martin. And Emerson 16, the second AlphaTauri gets a 1:28.9. That is a very good lap, and sorry, I can't read the names. Alpine gets the 28.4. So that's a very good lap from the Alpine. And we have Maverick on his first lap in the first corner. It's pretty good first corner. Now we go into the second and then a third, and he was wide there. I think he may have invalidated this lap. Yes, he did. So Maverick will not finish this lap, but his teammate Pro Magnet is now into the second sector with invalidated lap time as well. So both McLarens have invalidated their time. Slackface, I think he's going into the pits. He's going on an lap, and no, he's going for another lap, or he's just finishing one. I think he's going for another one now. Phoenix, and he'll start his first flying lap of this session. And both Ferraris coming into the pits now, and let's watch Slackface on his second run. He got a 1:30.14 on his first run, which was not good, and he ran wide here, but managed to not invalidate. Now DRS wide open. That's a 1:10, almost 2 times improvement from the first lap. Now in the second sector very nicely. This is for me the smoothest sector on this track, and he gets it very nicely, and let's see if he can improve. Slack face now in the third sector. And into the final corner we go. Second gear for him. I don't think that they ideal gear, but let's see what he gets. And he goes into the pits. So Pro Magnet and Maverick invalidated their laps, so Maverick into the pits, and we have this Mercedes, the only Mercedes that is on the track. Now heading into the last corner is hot lap. And the third gear, and he got an oversteer on the exit there. He touched the wall. I think he might have got damage, and he's coming into the pits. So we have the second McLaren here, which I think is gonna come into the pits right now. No, he goes for a hot lap. This is the invalidated lap, which is a 1:29.1, and he matches the time of JP exactly the same, but his lap was invalidated. So, and he invalidated again in the first corner. So that's not ideal for the McLaren. Indeed. We have Mary going on the outlet now. So let's see what he has, and we have one of the Alpha Tauris on the outlap as well, and one of the Ferraris, which is Lobster Warrior, who is gonna start his lap first out of the guys there which are on a hot lap. The second McLaren has to come into the pits now. I think he's gonna run out of fuel just now. There's gonna be yellow flags around him, and let's see what he can do. Maybe he can do another lap, but I don't think that will count. So now let's watch Lobster Warrior end his lap. Into the first corner we go. Second gear, gets the apex very nicely, and the exit. Now into the third and fourth corner, very nicely done. Not a little wide, I think, in that corner, but he still gets it very nice. Almost invalidates, and here's a very easy place to invalidate, but he didn't invalidate, so it's very nice from him. He runs a little bit wide in this corner, and that might have cost him a little bit of time. He got a 1:29.5 on his first lap. So let's see what he gets on this one. And touch the wall again, and he's got a puncture. Lobster Warrior's got a puncture, and he crashes. So Lobster Warrior is out of the session. Well, that's unfortunate. The Lobster Warrior is out, and that's a little caution for the guys around him, but they get it very nice. And Maverick is coming in his McLaren, and this is his line, and that's the racing line. He's on the racing line, not very nicely for the guys that are on a lap. But Maverick got a purple second sector. What is he gonna show us on this lap? Link on Discord is still broken. I'll send you one once the qualifying is over. Don't worry. And he runs wide in the last corner. But let's see what he can achieve with this lap. It's gonna be a 1:29.2, which gets him to P5. And we have Slackface started his hot lap as well. But let's watch. Yeah, so let's watch Slackface on his lap, and let's see what he can do. If he can improve. So in sector 1, not very nice in this twitchy section. But now let's go to the finish of sector 1. He's down 66 thousandths of a second in the first sector. but let's see if he can gain anything in his second and third. I think he will, but let's see. I think there was a collision of McLarens. Oh, there it is. And 25 thousandths of a second up in the second sector, so it's an improvement, but he needs to improve almost by 2 seconds to get P7 for him. And rounds the final corner, and Alpine improves on his lap with 1:27.7. That's an incredible lag, and Slackfoot is improved by almost 1 second. But it was just not enough. And the Mercedes, who gets to P6, and now it's P7 because I think the Ferrari just finishes very good lap. Maybe I saw that, I'm not really sure. I think it was the Ferrari, yeah, who got the P2 with a 1:28.7, but what the Alpine did on his lap was incredible. So I don't think he'll go for another lap. I think he secured the pole position, but he's only on provisional pole now, so let's we'll see if somebody can beat the 1:27. We have JP now on his out lap, but we have a lot of persons on their laps, and that's MC Salt, MC Salt, and I think he's gonna back out of this lap. Yes, he does back out. And Anatoly Kalashnikov is doing his lap. I think he wasn't improving in the second sector, so I don't think that's an improvement for him, but we'll see. Rounds the final corner in the second gear. His first lap was a 1:28.7, and he goes into the pits. Yeah, I didn't see this lap time actually, so I think, yeah, he's coming in the pits, and the Ferrari is going for another lap. But we have also the McLaren, who goes to P3, so Pro Magnet is getting the P3, so that's a nice lap from him. He needs to improve only by 50 thousandths of a second, and he'll get the Ferrari from the P2. And I think the Ferrari backed out of this. I don't think that's the pace he would want to have. So I think the Ferrari is just, I don't know really what he's doing, but it's surely not a hot lap. JP is on another lap now, and his first lap was 1:29.1. Let's see if he can improve on this lap. And in the first sector he doesn't improve, he's losing 2 tenths on that lap, so that's not very good. And we have Maverick on his out lap, so he'll do his lap just in a few minutes, or in a minute or something. But you have JP now, who really is trying to improve, but he was down 2 tenths on in his first sector. So, and he's up by 51 thousandths of a second in the second sector. So it's an improvement, and this improvement will not be enough for his teammate. He needs to improve by a little more to get his teammate. And now into the final corner he goes, and very nicely done. And up to the line, it's gonna be a 1:29.094, so that's an improvement, but not really enough for P5. We have Maverick starting his lap just now out of turn 2. Now down the turn 3. Let's see what he can do on his, I think, his final lap of this session. He's P7, but I trust I believe he can improve. The first sector is done. He's 4 tenths up, which will get him in front of the two AlphaTauris. And if he improves a little more, he may get the Aston Martin. We have an LP on the outlap, so we'll watch him just after Maverick, if he can improve. But let's now get Maverick's lap again, and he finishes the second sector, and it's a 5 tenths improvement, which may be enough for the Aston Martin for the P4, and he's very close to Pro Magnet, his teammate. That's gonna be very close. He needs to gain in the final corner, which is right in front of him. He brakes just before the 50-meter board, down to third gear, and now up to the line. DRS wide open, and Maverick will get a 128.6, and that is P2. That's a very good lap from Maverick here there. And he gets the P2 just behind Alpine, which is now on a lap, and let's watch him. He's 600s up in the first sector. Now into this very weird corner, which I don't like personally, and he invalidates on the exit, so the Alpine will not improve. But let's watch. The Mercedes will not improve, but the AlphaTauri, which is 1/10 up, in this 1.6 tenths up on the second sector, which will be a fight with the second McLaren, which is in P4, but it's a fight with the Aston Martin as well. Let's see what he can do in the third sector now. I'm very curious what this AlphaTauri can do. He locked up a little, I could hear that. Now out of the final corner, DRS wide open, and up the line, it is gonna be 128.5, which is P2 in front of Maverick. That is incredible what AlphaTauri just did, and very nice lap from him. Let's see the second McLaren, which is not gonna do a lap. So this is how the starting grid is gonna look. P1 Alpine. Sorry, I'm not gonna read that name because yeah, that's not a good idea. The second is AlphaTauri of MZ Salt 16. Then it's Maverick. Then the Ferrari. Then the second McLaren of Pro Magnet. And the Aston Martin. And JP in the second AlphaTauri. Pioneers in the Mercedes. Who goes to the line now. Oh no, he's going to the pits, and he got disqualified. Pro Magnet got disqualified from the session because of blocking the pit lane, so he'll start in the back of the grid in P11 or P10. And so it's all over. It's all different now. So Alpine and the AlphaTauri and Maverick and the Ferrari are same, but the Aston Martin gets up to P5, JP up to P6, and the Mercedes up to P7, and Slackface up to P9. So he'll not start last. He's only 3 thousandths of Lobster Area's lap. Could have started P8, but he didn't. We have only Maverick now. Once he gets into the pits, he will end the session. So Natalie, if you're still here, I will send you the invite from my other account, and so I'm gonna send you, and this is the starting grid. Maverick P3, the British driver in Alpine, by 7 tenths takes pole position. And so that's very nice lap from him. I sent you the invite to the Discord. Now Hungarian driver in the AlphaTauri, P2, American driver in the Ferraris, P4, the Russian driver Aston Martin gets the P5. So let's see how the race will go. I'm very curious how all this will come up. League races on this track in Jeddah are very chaos. Very often it's very much chaos, and I'm very curious. What is it gonna be? So we're waiting for Mercedes now only to load, and we'll get the race to start. I'm very curious what strategies are everyone gonna do, but I think it's gonna be mostly the same. But maybe safety car or something can change everything. So I'm very. Two Canadian drivers in the Williamses. That's Nicholas Latifi, slick face, who's Canadian as well. So the Canada took over the Williams, and we are gonna start. And slick face is gonna start almost in the back of the grid. We have 3 seconds just now of everyone picking their strategies and setups if they want to change something. But it's over now, and we have the starting grid and the formation lap, and we have people going. Now you can see Alpine leading the pace, so he gets the advantage. So I'm very curious how this race is gonna go, because of course we have very cool starting grid, and was I'm not gonna read that name. Yeah, I know what it's. And the strategies are maybe, yeah, it's 2 strategies. Lap 11 to 14 to pit for mediums, but the Red Bull is starting on the mediums, or to 10 to 13 to pit for the hards. So the Red Bull is starting on the mediums. I think he got qualifying then, since he didn't do a single lap. And we have Pro Magnet who got disqualified, starting on the mediums as well. Slackface is on softs, Lobster Warrior is on soft, Marseille and everyone here is on softs, because they did a lap on soft and they can't change it. So only 2 people that are starting on mediums. Let's watch the leading car of the Alpine. You can see everyone warming up their tires. Into the last corner where the AI takes over. So just now the AI took over, and let's see how everything is gonna come up at the start. Maybe Maverick can get a very good start and overtake the first 2. Or the AlphaTauri. We're gonna watch mostly the AlphaTauri battle, because that's gonna be very exciting at the start of the race. So we'll see how everything will go. We have last cars approaching the grid and their spots. Pro Magnet is gonna be the last to line up on his spot in P11. We have Red Bull here. Now everything is set up, and 25 laps of racing, 5 lights, and the Jeddah Grand Prix is right here. Let's see, and that's a very good start from the AlphaTauri, who tries to ride up down to the inside in the first corner, but the Alpine keeps his position. Maverick can't do anything. We have the Mercedes gaining positions up to P5 already. Pro Magnet, and that's a wing of the Mercedes going off. But we may get a very good fight here in the first 2 positions, but JP is fighting for his life. He lost the position, I think. Yeah, the Pinex, sorry, not JP. He lost already 2 positions because of the broken front wing, and That's the AlphaTauri of MC Salt spinning in the second sector. Well, that's a very chaotic start. We have the AlphaTauri in the last place, Lobster Warrior down to P8, and let's see. So we have the positions change. Maverick gets up to P2. I didn't see that. Didn't quite see that, and Alpine has gained 2 seconds on the second car already. We have JP, but we have the Ferrari who gains on Maverick with the slipstream. Tries to run it up down the inside, but Maverick with the late braking gets the better exit, but now the slipstream is very powerful for the Ferrari. And down to turn 1. I think he uses some of the RS, and Maverick lets him go. Late braking from Maverick again, but the Ferrari gains his position. Once again, we have 3 people in the pits. His Pro Magnet changes his front wing, Lobster Warrior is changing his front wing as well. You can see the damage there, and the Mercedes, of course. So everybody changing their wings. That's yeah, we could have. Yeah, I thought someone's gonna broke his wing on the first lap, and 3 people did, so it's not very ideal. And JP's fighting his way through the field. He gained 2 positions, maybe because of the pit stops, but so now we have the Red Bull in P7. AlphaTauri of MZ Salt in P8 because of the spin at the start, and now we have JP fight, maybe will fight Maverick. Now into the last corner. This lap will enable the DRS once the Alpine crosses the line. The DRS will be enabled when everyone crosses the line. They will have the DRS enabled. That means it's a 1, and the Ferrari set the fastest lap with 1:32.29, and the DRS is now enabled. And Lobster Warrior retires from the session. I don't really know what happened there, but is it gonna be a safety car? He might be in the middle of the track, but I don't think this will be a safety car. Thankfully, we are gonna remain racing. So unfortunately, Lobster Warrior will not continue in this race anymore. He retires on lap 2 for him, and that's very unfortunate for the Ferrari. But his teammate is in P2, trying to catch the Alpine, but he's still losing time to him. But Maverick is losing a little of time to JP. That may be a very interesting fight of these two. We can see the Aston Martin right behind JP. Now JP gets the DRS wide open, gaining and gaining on Maverick. And tries to run it up down the inside. No, he will stay behind Maverick for 1 more lap, and now gets the DRS wide open again. And with the help of DRS, he runs on the outside line and overtakes Maverick very easily. The first corner, and that was almost the collision of the Aston Martin and Maverick, but fortunately they didn't collide, and we can continue in clean racing now. No damage. Maverick still in P4, but Anatoly is gaining on him very fast. Maverick is trying to stay with JP, which is very hard for him, as you can see. He's losing some time. I think he makes some mistakes, but I think he'll keep up. Let's see if he can get the DRS. I think he won't. If he doesn't get under this 1 second, I think he got the DRS, fortunately for him. Yes, he gets the DRS wide open, but it's not the last time thanks to the DRS. Now he's gonna gain JP very much, and let's see if he gets a better exit on the straight and can get something from JP on that straight. If he can fight his position back. I don't think he can. And he tries to turn it up down the inside, but he can't. So still in P4, I think he might lose some time in this first sector, but they are still very close to each other. Maverick is still right behind JP, 6 tenths, and the Aston Martin is 4 tenths behind Maverick. And it's 3-second time penalty for the second McLaren of Pro Magnet, who goes into the pits with a broken front wing. What happened there? I didn't really see that collision or something would happen there, but the McLaren has a broken front wing. So we have Maverick now in the second sector, 5 tenths behind JP. He's really starting to gain right now, and let's see if he can do something on this straight, which is very long, and he gets the help of the DRS. And the Ferrari is gaining on the Alpine, so that might be an interesting fight as well. And Maverick tries to run it up around the outside of JP, and there's Aston Martin who also tries something, but there's a yellow flag for the Mercedes. But he's going now, but Maverick is fighting his way through the field again. Up to P3 goes Maverick. He gains his position back, and he now needs to defend like a lion from the AlphaTauri and the Aston Martin as well. Let's see if the Mercedes got a broken front wing. Yes, he has. The whole front wing is gone. So the Mercedes needs to go to the pits again. But let's see. Maverick with JP. JP has DRS, but it won't help him on this straight. Let's see if we can get it on the next one. Or the one after it on the start-finish straight. Now into the long, we're heading into the third sector, and Pro Magnet has retired, so he gave up on the race and he's not gonna race with us anymore. So now JP gets the DRS, and I think he can get a good run on Maverick out of the last corner. He turns on the overtake button, as you can see on his wheel. Turns it off now, and I don't think the DRS will help him that much to overtake Maverick on this lap, but it's very close. Can't run it up down the inside. The Aston Martin is just watching everything from behind. And that's a yellow flag, and that's another retirement. That's a crash of the Mercedes. Still not a safety car though. And the Ferrari gets the 3-second time penalty, which gets Maverick up to P2 in the standings with the penalties, and that's a big crash. And so now what can JP do on this long straight after two corners, if I say it like that? What can he do? He runs a little bit wide. I think he may have got a warning there, and Maverick is pulling away, but he runs out of ERS. Maverick has no battery left, and let's see How much battery? And JP has 60% of his battery, and Maverick has 6%. So that's not very good for Maverick. But the Aston Martin is going for a move around the outside of JP, and he gets it done very nicely. That's a very nice overtake, but JP is trying to fight back, but he really can't. And yeah, JP is losing some time to the Aston Martin already. That's not a great for JP, and Maverick is pulling away, but still not enough to pull away from the DRS. And the Ferrari is gaining on the Alpine actually, which I didn't think someone will gain on him, but yeah, he's doing it. And he can see him on the straight. Now we have Maverick here, fourth, and behind him is the Russian driver, who gets the slipstream very nicely, just behind Maverick. He has 56% of ERS and Maverick has 25. He's turning on the ERS. He's turning on the DRS, and he's gonna make the move on Maverick around the outside. Very easy move for the Russian driver, who moves up to P3 on track. He turns on the ERS again to defend from Maverick, who turns on the ERS and the DRS as well. He's running out, but he's gonna try to make a move down the inside in the third one, but he can't. He didn't have courage to go for the move. I think he thought it was too dangerous, so he stays in P4, and JP lost some time. Did he lose his front wing? Does he have any damage? Or he's just losing time to these guys? Maverick gets a 3-second time penalty, which is not ideal for him. JP doesn't have damage, so he's just losing time to these two guys. Maverick is still keeping up with the Aston Martin. They have the same ERS because the Aston Martin is using a lot to get out of the DRS of Maverick. He's 9/10 now, and Maverick will get the DRS. He has 30% of the DRS. The Aston Martin is on 20, so Maverick with the advantage here. Maverick is preparing a move, I think, and now doesn't turn on the ERS yet, but the Aston Martin doesn't turn on the ERS as well, and sorry. And the Ferrari gets another 3-second time penalty, which is 6 seconds now. So he drops to P4 in the actual standings with the penalties. So that's not very ideal for him. That's really not ideal for this driver, and he's pretty close to fall back to P5. Not happening yet because JP is still losing time, and Slackface gets a 3-second time penalty as well. Maverick now very close to the Aston Martin. Nothing much is really happening right now because Maverick is still not doing the move on the Aston Martin now, so that may be pretty hard for him to make the move, but he is in the detection zone. He's 7/10 behind the Aston Martin, and he's preparing a move, I believe. He has 50% ERS. The Aston has only 10%, so that's a big advantage for. And Aston Martin runs out of ERS, and Maverick knows it. He turns off his deployment of ERS, preparing a move on the exit, and he gets a very good exit there, and they're both going in. I really didn't think that's gonna happen. I thought one of them is gonna make the opposite I thought Maverick gonna do the opposite of the Aston Martin, but I think the tires were absolutely gone. And Slackface gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And that's not ideal for him. You have JP right here changing his tires and his front wing, so he had damage. Like I said, that's why he was losing that much time. And Maverick out of the pits, still right behind Aston. So if he pitted one lap before, he would have got a big advantage, but he has ERS advantage. So let's see how he can do this. He turns on the ERS on the first ERS zone, the very short one, 50-meter board. But the Alpine is still staying out. Don't think that's the smartest idea. But the Ferrari has a 6-second time penalty. He's using his ERS. I don't think he's going for the fastest lap, but I think he'll pit just in this lap. So let's see if the Alpine will pit. He's using ERS and he goes into the pit lane. So let's see if the Ferrari can overtake thanks to the pit stop and the undercut, if it's gonna be that powerful. But let's see if Maverick can get a move done on the Aston Martin. He tries to prepare on the exit, doesn't get the best exit, but yeah, I think he will do it. And now it's very close with the Ferrari and the Alpine on the exit, and that's a crash. The Alpine is out of the race. He crashed in the pit lane and he's out of the race. So that's very, very unfortunate for the Alpine, who was leading the whole race. Could have got a Grand Slam, but if he did come out in front of Ferrari, but he crashed in the pit lane, I think, and that's not great for him. Maverick still didn't make a move, but the Aston is using a lot of ERS. Maverick's just waiting for the right moment, and still he has a lot of ERS in his pocket, so he's still waiting for the right moment to make the move. The Aston has only 30% of ERS, which is not ideal at all. Now into the long DRS zone we are gonna go now, and the Maverick is gonna prepare a move for sure. The Aston doesn't turn on the ERS, neither does Maverick, but he's very close. So the Aston Martin tries to make a move down the inside, backs out of it, and now tries to get a better exit from the last corner. DRS wide open, both of them are using ERS. But the Aston Martin is gonna run out of the ERS, and Maverick gets the move done, almost a touch in the second corner, but Maverick doesn't take the lead of the race in the actual. Maverick goes wide in the fourth corner, but he doesn't take the lead of the race even with the penalties. He needs to gain 7 tenths to do so. But the Aston has still only 30% of ERS. So Maverick has a big advantage with the 60 he has almost double. And the Red Bull gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That's not really ideal. But he's in the last place. JP is just ahead of him, and JP might make a move on Slackface there. But he's still a long way to the DRS zone. So in lap 13, the Ferrari leads from Maverick, then from the Aston Martin. The first AlphaTauri from Slackface from JP, which is the second AlphaTauri, and the Red Bull, who is very, very. He has a long way to catch up, and I don't think he'll catch up with this pace. But the Aston Martin is trying to make a move. Maverick is out of ERS. No, he's not. The Aston is almost, but he gets the move done. and he gets up to P2 again, so he takes the lead of the race, which he was in even in the P3 actually, and JP gets ahead of Slackface in the start-finish straight. But let's watch these two. Both have very good ERS, but Maverick is very close now with the DRS, with the slipstream. He won't make a move right here. That's a very short DRS zone to give the advantage. But on the next DRS zone, if he can stay close like this, he can get the move done for sure. You have JP still catching up to his teammate, but still not working out for him. Still 2 seconds behind him. And Maverick 3 tenths behind the Aston Martin with a very, very cool fight. It can be cooler if the Aston Martin gets a penalty, but let's hope he doesn't. And let's hope he will keep it clean. Maverick is now trying to make a move. He will switch to the and the Aston Martin has run out of ERS. That's not very ideal. And Aston Martin gets a bad exit. I don't think he tried to break it all. I think he got the oversteer, and Maverick's gonna make an easy move right here. Aston Martin lets him go, and Maverick takes second place again. It's a very exciting fight between these two. And Maverick gets another 3-second time penalty. No, that's not good. And he gets oversteer in the first sector and comes back on the track. Dangerously, but he runs wide again. That's not good for Maverick. But it still can be a podium finish very easily. But we have 10 or 11 laps to go in this race. Maverick 8 tenths, and I think he's gonna, if he gets out of the DRS of the Aston Martin, who is using ERS of course, he may pull away and he may get a big advantage, and maybe he can get the 6 seconds, but that's gonna be very hard since there's no pit stops. Maybe Aston Martin can do a mistake, but let's hope he doesn't. And let's hope he can get the win of the race. Let's hope he can get the win. Yeah. But he gets the DRS. Maverick has lower ERS, but he gets the fastest lap with 1:31.2. He stays in P2 on track. Track position is very good for him, at least the track position. If he gets another penalty, that will be a trouble, very big trouble, because he will drop down to P5. No, sorry, he will not drop down to P4 actually, he will stay in P3, but it might be very big trouble. He is out of ERS though, so the Aston Martin has a very, very big advantage now. With a 40%, but Maverick is pulling away. So let's see what he can do. I think he will use everything to get out of the DRS detection, but the Aston Martin is using everything as well. And he will stay in the DRS detection. Maverick is out of DRS, as you can see. His light is flashing red, and he's 1 second. And he doesn't get the DRS. The Aston Martin doesn't have the DRS on this straight, but he will get it on the next one, or he will not. That's very close. He gets the DRS wide open on the start-finish straight, and that was close for Maverick. He almost got it, but he now used all his ERS, and he is in trouble. We're actually gaining on the leader of the race. They're gaining on the Ferrari slightly, and Maverick runs wide and gets another time penalty. So he has 9 seconds now, as he will drop down to P3 with this, and I think he's out of the win contenders. He can win on track, that can be good for him, but I don't think he will win on with the penalties, because 9 seconds, that's a lot. And that's a yellow flag, and that's Slack Face, who had a crash just before the second sector, and that's not ideal for him. So we have 6 people racing now. 6 people left in this race. 5 people did DNF already, so that's not very ideal. But Aston Martin is gonna make a move. That's not very smart of him. He gives DRS to Maverick because the detection zone is right here, so Maverick can get the DRS wide open. But Aston Martin is using ERS and Maverick doesn't use ERS, but he still tries to make a move down the inside. You can see the lines that are in the first corner from the lockups. 7 laps, 8 laps to go in this race. We have the Ferrari in the lead. Technically he is in P2. The Aston Martin is in P1 technically, but on track is in P2, and the Maverick is on track in P3 and with the penalties in P3. So that's a very big deal for him. But the AlphaTauri has a motivation to get on the pace. He needs to gain 5 tenths and he will get a podium finish. Maverick has more ERS, but only by 10%, so that's not really a big advantage. And let's see how he does. He will get the DRS right here, and we'll see what he can do. He opens the DRS wide open, and the Red Bull gets another 3-second time penalty. Maverick prepares a move on the exit of the last corner, and the Ferrari is pitting. The Ferrari is pitted. Is he changing his front wing? Did he hit something? Yes, he is changing his front wing. Yeah, I think he's hit something, and he's gonna go for the fastest lap of the race. So Maverick is up to P2, and Aston Martin is leading the race on track as well. So the Aston Martin is very much one step closer to the victory in Jeddah. And as Maverick runs wide, and I think he got another warning there, and that's not very ideal for him, as the AlphaTauri is gaining. He's only need to catch up 2 tenths now. That's gonna be very close fight, not a wheel-to-wheel fight, but a time fight, as he is almost in the 9 seconds. And he hasn't the 9 seconds. So let's see what he can do. Maverick, I don't know if he slowed down or something, but he's losing time to the AlphaTauri, but he's gaining again now. It's very close. It's gonna be very close in the end, as Maverick wants to win on track at least. He will get a podium finish, that's for sure. I think if he doesn't make a big mistake, if he spins or something, and or more penalties, he will get the P3 at least. And now he makes a move on the Aston Martin and takes the lead of the race on track. And MC Sol, I think he's made a mistake, because he is down to 10 seconds on Maverick already. So Maverick gets an advantage there, and he is leading the race on track with 6 laps, 5.5 laps to go. Maverick on track is leading the race. Behind him is the Aston Martin, and then it's MZ Sol in P3. We have JP in P4 and the Ferrari in P5 because he has pitted. for some, because he broke his front wing. I don't know where. I didn't see that. I was watching the McLaren mostly, and I'm watching mostly their fights. But let's watch someone else now. Let's watch the Ferrari if he can get the fastest lap of the race. He's in the second sector, and he's gonna end the second sector in a few seconds. Let's see if he can get it purple, as he does not, but he's improving by 1 second. He should do the fastest lap because he's in softs and he's a new soft, so I believe he should get the fastest lap, but maybe he doesn't. Maybe Maverick may keep it, and Aston Martin gets into the lead on track again, as the Ferrari is gaining on JP, but he has 6 seconds time penalties, but he does the fastest lap with a 1:30.5. Let's watch Maverick again with his fight with the Aston Martin. They're fighting the whole race. That's very nice. We have something to watch because these two are fighting the whole race. So there's something to watch.
What happened? I've been here the whole time. No, actually.
Yep. Hey, I was waiting for you with the commentating, but you weren't here. Sorry, and that's an issue with the second commentator. He wasn't here, but now let's watch the fight again. Are you here? Yeah. And Maverick gets a great run with the DRS, but can't make the move. He's leaving it for this turn, and that's a yellow flag. That was a contact between the Ferrari and JP, I believe. But the Ferrari is trying to make the move down the inside, as he brakes very early. He wants the DRS on the start-finish straight, or maybe he has damage, I don't know. No, he is staying out, but I don't see it. Does he have front wing damage? No, I don't think so, because it's very much caning. But he has no front wing. And Maverick! That's a crash from Maverick! And that's unfortunate. He went into the wall and he loses his position. Actually, the safety car is turned off, because that's 3 times the safety car which wasn't put out. So it's not very ideal. So both AlphaTauris are getting into the podium places, as the Ferrari doesn't have a part of his front wing again, so he needs to pit again, which will not cost him a position, I think, but yeah, it will cost him time, and he will finish P4, the best, I think. So that's a very unfortunate for the McLarens, for the Mercedes, for the Alpine, for the Williams, and one of the Ferraris, and the second Ferrari is very unlucky as well. With 3 laps to go, Maverick crashed. Yeah, 3-4 laps to go, Maverick crashed, and that was very unfortunate for him. So that will be a very boring race from now on from the Aston Martin. They were doing very good fights with Maverick the whole race, but Maverick has crashed out, and we have the Ferrari in the pits to change his front wing. We have the Red Bull here, who might want to overtake. Let's see if he can do that. But he's coming out of the Ferrari's coming out of the pits now. The Red Bull is coming in the pits as well. What is happening here in Jeddah? I think he didn't call that he is boxing, but he's changing his front wing as well. and that's unfortunate. And the Ferrari is on hards. I don't know a very good reason why to go for hards in the last 3 laps of the race, but yes, let's say yes to that. That's not really smart. He could have gone to used softs or used mediums, but hards. It's not the smartest option for 2 laps of racing, but Anatoly Kolesnikov will get his victory, I think. If he doesn't do something like Maverick in the last 1.5 laps which we have left in this race. So we have 5, that's more than that's half a field, more than half a field DNF from the race. So that's very unfortunate. We had very great fights between the Aston Martin and the AlphaTauri, but now the Aston Martin has a boring race to the line, I think, because I don't think MZ Sol will catch him, as JP is losing time to his teammate, and I think he will finish P3, so that's very good points for AlphaTauri. Not the greatest points for the Ferrari, but that's unfortunate, yeah. We're gonna be having a boring race down to the line now. The Aston is pushing actually to maybe get the fastest lap, but I don't think he's able on these 12 laps all mediums. And into the last lap of the race we go. Let's enjoy this lap, because the last one of this race. So, in the twitchy section here in the first sector is the Aston Martin right now, and the first sector is 7 tenths down. He's not pushing. The MZ Sol is gaining 1 second per lap, not actually a lap. He's very much gaining. If there was like 7, 8, 10 laps to go, I believe he could catch him, but now it's too late. And the Aston Martin is gonna take the win if he doesn't spin in the last corners. One second down on his personal best. So the Ferrari will take the fastest lap if the Red Bull can't do anything about it, which he cannot. He's 1 second down. So Anatoly Kolesnikov is going to take the win for Aston Martin in Jeddah. And the Aston Martin wins in Jeddah after 25 laps of racing. Very good fight with Maverick. And MZ Sol is gonna come home in P2, and it's very great finish after the troubles he had. And JP is gonna take the double podium for AlphaTauri, and AlphaTauri takes P3 and P2 in the race and gets the most constructors points in the race. We have a Ferrari going to the last corner who will take the 1 point for the fastest lap. And now down to the line he goes, and he takes P4 with the fastest lap of the race. Congratulations to everyone, and now we just wait for this Red Bull to finish and we can watch the podium. Maverick could have got the P3 or the P2 actually. He could have got the P2, but unfortunately for him he didn't. He crashed out 4 laps before the end. And Willis Villeneuve is gonna take P5. Congratulations to the Aston Martin for the win here in Jeddah, and he is driver of the day. I don't really know where he started. I think like P4 or P5 for him, so that's a very good comeback from him. The Russian driver takes the victory here in Jeddah. And it's all AlphaTauris getting the two other podium places to second and third. So these are the final results of the race. We have Anatoly Kolesnikov in P1, started P5. He was driver from Switzerland in the Red Bull, started P10, finished P5. About 1 minute 24 seconds behind the leader. Very nice race, almost half of the grid. Unfortunately DNF'd, and Maverick with a great race could have got P2, but unfortunately he didn't. He crashed out, as I said like 5 times. And yeah, that's the end of this race. That's all for this weekend from F1 2021 Tier 1. We are gonna see more in the round 4 next week, the same time, same day. So thanks everyone for watching this stream, and very, very thankful to you, and thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in a week. Have a nice weekend, and